What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Splash Bros podcast, your number one source for any health and fitness needs and questions. So once again, sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. Josh, how you doing here?
I'm great. I'm really excited that we're back to just a show, me and you. Just before we got on the air, we were chatting about that it's been a really long time. So we're back. I don't know if anyone's noticed, but if you're listening to us through streaming, then you will not have noticed, but we both have a full mic setup now. We're a little more professional than before. And we really wanted to just have the show to talk about that and talk a little bit about what we're doing and where we're going and what our plans are next. So do you want to kick us off there, Brett, and just talk a little bit about updates on your own life, and we'll kind of go back and forth, and then we'll dig a little into the meat of what's about to happen next.
Yeah, honestly, I have no idea where to start. This whole podcast kind of began with me and Josh over the summer, bored, we wanted to hang out. And literally, me and Josh talked for 20, 30 minutes before the show even started, just catching up, talking about fitness, nutrition, all these things. We're like, oh shoot, we have to actually start the podcast and start recording. So we're just hanging out here. That's how this whole thing started. And now it's grown into this really cool idea and thing. So we're in the process of getting on Spotify. We're in the process of getting on Amazon, Apple Music. We've created our own SplashBros YouTube channel. We're going to be starting a clips channel with all the little highlights. So many things are in the works, like Josh mentioned, our stickers. We got these mics now. And so that's what this episode's going to be about, really addressing where the SplashBros was and more importantly, where it's going to be going in the next season, going into 2021. But personally, what have I been doing? I've been doing a lot of bench press personally in the fitness gym. Yeah, I'm excited to get back in the pool. My YouTube channel, I'm really excited. That's my main focus at the moment. It's been taking off at a pretty good rate. My goal is 1,000 subscribers before the end of 2020. That's what I keep saying that out loud. And if you say it something enough times, it hopefully will happen. It was really cool. I had a video.
You're at 6:55 right now. I checked this morning.
Yeah, it's really,
Yeah,
really
we're
cool.
really close. Yeah.
Well, I've been talking about you because I actually hang out with you in person now, and you saw one of my videos kind of out of nowhere blew up, and that gave me some growth. I'm trying out these things called YouTube Shorts, lots of things in the works, but I don't want to hog the mic too much. Josh, how are you doing?
I'm good. Really busy right now. Um,
Oh,
lots of volunteer work. I'm training a couple different people. I'm
yep.
in with a lot of different teams and stuff right now. Working almost every day. I'm TAing for a class right now, which is nice and busy as well. So a lot on the go, but I'm really excited. I mean, as the listeners will have noticed, we've missed a couple of shows, a couple of weeks here and there, but I think we've got a lot of good things coming up. So let's talk a little bit
You're frozen, Josh.
about kind of online school, because we've talked
Yep.
about it a little bit, but we can hop it. Oh, you got me?
Yeah, we're good now.
Okay, perfect. Roommates on the Wi-Fi. All right. Uh, we'll talk a little bit about online school now and how that's going. Me and Brett have some classes together, but do you want to talk a little bit about what your experience is with that, Brett?
Yeah. So personally, with online school, what I'm finding, I think I've mentioned this so many times, and I swear I talk about this all the time, is it's super easy to get by and kind of skim through and do okay. But doing really, really well is impossible. Not impossible, but you have to put in more work than usual. I don't know about you, Josh. How many midterms do you have?
Not that many. I have a lot of project-based classes right now.
Yeah.
It's a lot of writing and reading, like more than I would normally have. A lot less testing. I think I only really had one or two, and then the rest have just been papers and things like that.
Yeah. So personally, I have zero midterms, which means way more assignments than we're used to. It's all online. Everyone's just at a desk all day long. I feel like it's from the time we wake up to the time we go to bed, right? And it's hurting the back. It's hard to stay motivated when you're just in one spot all day long. I know me and Josh, we have a class together, and it's really fun. Every once in a while for class, I'll walk to his house. Sometimes he'll come to my house just to get you out of your room that you're always stuck in. Let's dive a little bit deeper into the class we have together because we can talk about that pretty easy. Our senior SEM and our development of sport. Josh, you want to talk a little bit about our community outreach project that we have planned?
Yep. So right now, me, Brett, and a couple other students in our group for senior seminar are running a vape give back community outreach program. So how it works is that we're trying to raise awareness about lung health because it is lung month in Nova Scotia here right now. So what we were doing the other day is we're going to collect prizes, because what's going to happen is people are going to come in and return their vapes to us. We're then going to recycle those vapes accordingly. They will then get entered into a raffle, and then the winner of that raffle will take home a pretty big prize pack. Me and Brett just yesterday collected over $80 worth of goods from Supplement King Wolfville and Annapolis Cider. So really happy that they're supporting us, and we're really excited to support them back as well. So the prize pack is at least $80. My guess it will be valued somewhere around 200 to 250 when we finally give it away. And
Yeah,
that event is taking place on the 20th and 21st of November.
it's been really fun to plan too, and it's been kind of hard to people to take it seriously because I know everyone I've reached out to about it and talked about like, hey, are you gonna help out? Maybe give me your vape and stuff. They're like, no, you're crazy. So then I'm kind of have to do this funny speech where, hey, you know vapes are bad for you. I know vapes are bad for you. Let's make a deal here. But it's a really serious problem, and it's a great idea that I think one of our group members Bailey had to do it. I hope we find success. How many vapes do you think are going to be given back?
I'm hoping a fair few. Or at least if people aren't giving them back, then there's a little bit more awareness about it and that we are moving the needle in the right direction. I think one of the things that will provide pretty good incentive is that our prize pack it's going to be massive for probably, like, if you're buying a vape, and I don't vape, so I'm going to get these numbers wrong, but you're probably spending about $40 to $50 a vape, and then probably I think it's like $20 per pack of pods. So you probably spend $60 just to get started vaping if you own your own. And if we're giving you about $200 worth of goods back, you probably made money quitting vaping. So I think that's a pretty good deal.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Yeah, hopefully it works out. We're just starting the marketing for it now. We have a Facebook page going, an Instagram page. If you guys want to, I'll have all those links in the description. If you guys can check them out, follow them, give them a like. That'd be awesome. Help us get the word out because we really want this thing to be successful. Our grade would really need it. That'd be awesome. Yeah, and I guess that our other class together, I'd love to touch on development of sports expertise. How you liking that one?
It's awesome. The professor, Matthew Vierma,
Shout out to Matt.
is, yeah, is a legend. I really like him. It's a really fun course. Um, it's probably the best discussion I'm having in online courses is in that class, which is, some of them have very little discussion. So I'm really enjoying that class. The content is just really reflective and enjoyable. So yeah, what are you thinking, Brett?
Yeah. It's hit or miss some days. I love the idea of breakout rooms and discussing things, but there's with the online setting, there's no accountability. You need people that want to be engaged and help out and like further the learning. And if you find a group, because it's random breakout rooms, how it works. If you find a good breakout room where people want to discuss and talk, it's awesome, and I love the experience. But it can be awkward at times. I don't want to sit there and be the prof, but no, it's great discussion. Like learn it connects with another class I have right now, applied sports psych, pretty well. So something I learn in one class I can use for another class. So that works out really well. Overall, give your score of your online schooling. How would you rate it compared to regular school?
Oh, it's not even really comparable. Yeah.
Yeah,
In-person school is a lot better.
yeah,
Um, yeah.
yeah. It's
Speaking of senior seminar groups, I just wanted to give a shout out to one of the groups. One of the groups is also running their own podcast, and I thought this would be a good place to promote their podcast. So it's called the Healthy Hacks Podcast, and it was created by another group of fourth-year kinesiology students at Acadia. And what they're doing is they're putting out a podcast to promote physical activity, mindfulness, and healthy eating habits during isolation periods like we're in right now. And I believe the launch date for that is, yeah, tomorrow at 2 o'clock. So Friday,
November
the
6th.
6th of November at 2 p.m. So tune into that as well.
Awesome. I'll put the links for that in the description, guys. Check that out. Just support all fellow people in the community. Gotta do what you can do.
Support the
Yeah.
homies.
Yes. Exactly. Exactly. Um, when we were discussing our like what we've been up to, I completely forgot to discuss my personal training. Forgot to discuss my schooling. There's just too much on the go, Josh. Tell me a little bit about how your training and volunteering work is going.
Yeah, so I'm working with one woman right now,
Nice.
primarily remote. And then I'm training another guy who's been to the Paralympics. So that's really an exciting project. And we're doing some nutrition stuff with him, some power based stuff with him. And that's a fun project. And then, of course, all the varsity athletes at Acadia.
Yeah. Awesome. Awesome. Yeah. Same with me. I got my current online clients. I kind of like transitioned through the summer from the in person to online. I'm excited to get back and see them a bit over Christmas. It'll be good. And yeah, the business kind of turned it offline, so to say, during the school year because just way too busy with everything else. But just looking at everything and how everything's going, I'm excited to get it back up and running. Is Soup Camp Fitness gonna see the light of day again?
That's an interesting question. I think that's something I
I'd love to dive
will
deep into that then.
think a little bit more about in the spring. I am, I guess this is the time to announce it. I am slowly starting to put together another show for
Are you
myself.
leaving this podcast?
I'm not leaving this podcast. I never leave this podcast. Um, so I won't release any more details than that at this time because it's very much in the works. Did a bunch of audio editing today, building the intro out. So I have some direction on it, but I'll leave it until it's a bit more prepared on that end. I am training some of the clients that I had over the summer, but it's all remote. It's a little more hands off than I was in the summer. It's far too busy now to
Yeah.
really contribute like I was before. In other news for me and you, we have our first swim practice on Saturday morning. The Acadia pool is now full, and the Acadia swimming team will be back in for an hour on Saturday morning. And this is the first time I've swam since I think August August 25th. So that's a pretty long time for me. What about you, Brett?
March.
Nice. So the question is who's gonna drown first?
Me. I'm gonna drown. I'm gonna need saving. Yeah, no, I'm actually really excited. It'll be fun to get back in the water, get wet for a little bit. I'm not excited for all the shoulder injuries that we're all gonna get. I really hope we start slow because this has been the longest break probably most of, if not the whole team has taken in swimming ever.
Yep. Oh, I think that's one of the reasons. Well, that is the reason
Yeah,
we're going to be only in for an hour on Saturday, and we'll ramp in really slowly. I don't imagine we'll be doing anything too out of
no.
this world
I'm guessing
until
3K.
camp, probably.
Yeah, intro camp. Like it's kind of crazy how long of the break it is, considering swimming is a sport where you kind of need to be always thinking about it in the back of your head, always moving forward. The break felt good for a while, but now it's just more of like a fear of what's going to happen when we get back into the water.
Yeah, of
And
course.
like my shoulders have never felt as good as they are right now, but I don't think that'll last for too long.
Yeah, I was thinking my recovery after like a really hard lift is pretty quick now.
Yeah.
And it used to like when you're swimming and it's really high volume, sometimes you go in and it takes a lot longer, but the turnaround's pretty quick now, which is fun.
Do you know the COVID guidelines with all that? Are we going to be able to have the full team? Or
Yes, we're allowed the full team. We don't have the full team Saturday, but we are allowed full team. The rule in Nova Scotia is 50 people for athletic gatherings.
I mean, the pool we probably can't handle the full team, but it's good to know that the team can finally get back together because I feel like most of the guys. So right now, what we're doing is we have dryland sessions, but it's split basically into two groups. One goes before the other. So I feel like there's like half the swim team that you would usually see on a daily basis that this year I just never see, and it's a weird feeling, especially when the team is so tight knit.
Yeah, that is completely true, and I think that there's some things that are lost when you're not in person, and I think that everyone in the world is kind of seeing that right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm excited. It'll be good to get back. I'm sure Coach is super excited. I'm excited for him It's been a long wait off, but we're finally good to go. Do you want to talk about, one sec, where do I have one? Give me a second.
Brett is grabbing our stickers. So there's Brett with our stickers. So we have 3 stickers left for sale. You can just send us a message if you want one of those last ones there. We're still in a bit of a distribution process because it's all kind of in person, and that's a bit of a challenge with both of our schedules right now. But for those that are waiting to get your sticker, we still have your stickers. They're on hold for you, and we'll get those to you as soon as we can.
Yeah, this sticker thing was one of the coolest ideas ever. I love how they turned out. If you guys can see like if you're watching the video version, not the Spotify or audio version, they're really nicely cut out, everything, if you guys seen the videos. But it turned out way better than
They're
expected.
beautiful stickers. We had to do 2 orders. We sold out our first order of 50
In an
in
hour.
under 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like really fast.
It was during the class we were getting
Yeah,
messages about it. It was
yeah. So that was really exciting for us, and that, of course, has allowed us to do our microphone upgrade that you can see or hear now in front of us. So that's really exciting.
yeah, the Spotify upgrade as well. Like I'm hoping this audio works out well. You guys will be the judge of that. Leave a comment down below if you can tell the difference in the audio quality, because I mean, a big investment. Me and Josh are still in the early works of figuring out how these mics work. That's why we didn't have a guest on this week, because any technical difficulties that we have, we didn't want to make it awkward for the guest, being like, "Oh, sorry, we need to figure things out."
Do you
Let's
remember
work.
our first episode, how rough the audio was?
That's the
It was
reason we.
brutal. Yeah. So we're both pretty happy
Yeah,
that we're here now, and it's a lot cleaner.
yeah. I remember Aubrey discussing the first episode with me after it launched. She said, "Brett, I mean, the podcast is a good idea, but it was just me listening to you for 20 minutes. I had no idea what Josh was
Yeah,
saying."
because mine was just grainy like a sandy
Yeah.
beach.
Do you want to, I guess, now that we're talking about the past, how all the Splash Bros is going, do you want to talk about where we're headed in the future?
Yep. So I'll talk a little bit about the immediate future. So hopefully by the end of this month, the end of November, we will have our merch launched. We're planning to do it in conjunction with Black Friday, which is coming in hot. So we better be ready for that. So that'll be exciting, and that'll launch, and there'll be lots of announcements out about that. And then we are taking the entire month of December off of posting podcasts. And Brett will talk a little bit about what is happening after that when we get into season 2 of the Splash Bros.
Season 2 of the Splash Bros podcast coming soon to theaters near you. No, the podcast is going to be amazing. When this whole idea started, we thought, okay, let's just talk, hang out for a bit, something to do, maybe like support our everything we've been doing, maybe advertise for us. But it's grown to something much bigger than that, and we've noticed we have an audience for this, small one, but it is going to be growing a little bit. So we thought, okay, do we want to take the time and effort into upgrading this, make this seem as professional and at the highest quality as we can? Me and Josh both agreed we're willing to put in the work and we really want to. So we're going to be adding intros to all the podcasts. We're going to be putting it on spot. Like I said, we're getting the works of Spotify, putting that for review. We're going to have a guest list. We're programmed beforehand, so all these episodes are going to be more frequent every single Friday. We're going to be making sure the audio is as crisp as possible. We're in the process of upgrading our softwares so we can give you guys the best quality of every single podcast possible. We're going to be scheduling them in advance. Like we're really, this is season 2 of the we're rebranding it as season 2 of the Splash Bros podcast coming in January. Make sure you guys are there for that. It's going to be really, really good, and I'm excited for what happens.
Yeah, I'm excited too.
Like it's going to be awesome. It's going to be great. Yeah, I mean, if you want to, that was a little too positive, talked a little too good about ourselves for a bit, talking a little bad. Something bad that happened today. My car got booted. I got a ticket. So, yeah, that happened too. But
Had to get that in there, eh? Everybody has to know about Brett's boot on his car.
I tried to keep it private, but Jameson saw the safety and security guy do it. So, I just want everyone to know now. Oh,
All right, so you've
yeah,
been exposed.
yeah, Jameson exposed me. Josh, do you have anything left to say? I think this is a good little recap of what our life's been like, a break from the guest.
Yeah, thanks for tuning in again this week, everybody. We're really excited about what's to come and where we're going, and we really appreciate everyone's support so far. It's been pretty exciting and overwhelming for both of us. So we're just really, really happy that all of you are here to support us. And thank you so much.
Yeah, one last thing I forgot to mention. Josh is doing a nutritional assessment on me, so stay tuned for that. That might be a special episode coming later. And make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe. I don't know how you do things on Spotify or all these
You can follow
audio
on
thing.
Spotify.
Make
You can
sure you
follow the
follow on.
podcast. Yeah.
Follow this podcast on Spotify. I'll have all the links down below. I think it's Podbean. You can follow us as well. Like hit the follow and everything. Support us. Things are gonna be growing soon. We'll see you guys later. Peace.